Do you know that certain bedtime habits, things many people do without a second thought, can quietly increase your risk of serious health complications after 70? A 71-year-old man recently passed away in his sleep. To those around him, it seemed sudden and unexplainable. But the truth is, there were silent factors at play. Factors tied directly to how he prepared for bed each night. As we grow older, our bodies become more vulnerable to even the smallest disruptions in sleep, temperature, posture, and hydration. What used to be harmless routines in our 40s and 50s can become dangerous in our 70s. And unfortunately, many people don't find out until it's too late. This video will walk you through 4 bedtime habits that are commonly overlooked, but carry real health risks for older adults. These are habits that can affect your heart, your lungs, your brain, and your sleep quality. Understanding them isn't about causing alarm. It's about giving you the knowledge to protect yourself and those you care about. Because a good night's sleep shouldn't come with hidden dangers. Stay with me as we examine each of these habits, starting with one that may be quietly harming your health without you even knowing it. Now let's get started. Number 1, eating heavy meals too late at night. After the age of 70, habits that once felt routine or even harmless can quietly become hazardous. One of the most overlooked yet dangerous is eating heavy meals too close to bedtime. It might seem like no big deal. After all, you've done it for years, right? But the truth is, what your body could once handle with ease may now be putting your health at serious risk. Ignoring this could have far-reaching consequences. With age comes change, slower digestion, reduced metabolic efficiency, and a more delicate cardiovascular system. A late-night meal that once brought comfort can now fuel discomfort, heart strain, and interrupted sleep. Worse, it can contribute to serious complications like high blood pressure spikes, acid reflux, and an increased risk of heart attack or stroke during sleep. These aren't just discomforts, they're warnings. Consider what happens when you go to bed with a full stomach. Your body should be preparing for deep restorative sleep. Instead, it's forced into overdrive, breaking down food and managing elevated acid levels. Your heart rate stays high when it should be slowing down, and the digestive effort keeps your brain and body alert, locking you in a shallow sleep cycle that deprives you of essential rest and increases nighttime vulnerability to cardiovascular events. If you've ever woken up gasping, coughing, or with a burning sensation in your chest, your late eating habits may be the culprit. As you lie flat, stomach acid can easily flow back into the esophagus, triggering gastroesophageal reflux. Over time, this doesn't just interrupt your sleep, it can erode the esophageal lining and increase the risk of aspiration pneumonia. This dangerous lung infection is often overlooked until it becomes severe, and for seniors, it can be fatal. What's especially alarming is how late-night eating affects blood sugar. For those with diabetes or even just age-related insulin resistance, heavy meals late in the evening can cause significant glucose spikes and crashes overnight. This creates a silent internal chaos, increasing the risk of metabolic disorders, heart complications, and long-term organ damage. Left unchecked, it can chip away at your health without obvious warning signs. And the consequences go beyond the physical. Constant poor sleep, repeated discomfort, and escalating health worries can take a toll on your emotional well-being. You may start to fear bedtime, associate rest with pain or anxiety, and gradually lose confidence in your body's ability to restore itself. This psychological burden is often dismissed, but it's real and it matters. Ignoring it puts your quality of life at stake. The good news? This risk is entirely avoidable. Make it a rule to finish your final meal at least 3 to 4 hours before lying down. Give your body time to digest before you ask it to rest. If you truly need a snack before bed, keep it small, bland, and easy to digest, like a few unsalted crackers, a bit of yogurt, or warm herbal tea. These options won't overload your system or disturb your sleep. You've earned the right to sleep peacefully, but if you continue to overlook the impact of late-night eating, you may be putting yourself in harm's way without realizing it. Don't wait for a health scare to change course. Take this seriously. Your body is speaking. It's time to listen. Number 2, Drinking excessive liquids before bed can be risky. Staying hydrated is essential at any age, but when you're over 70, the timing of your fluid intake becomes just as important as the amount. Many older adults don't realize that drinking too much liquid before bed, whether it's water, tea, or juice, can quietly sabotage their sleep and put their health at risk in ways that go beyond simple inconvenience. While hydration is often praised as a universal good, the aging body tells a more complicated story. As we grow older, our bladder's capacity shrinks. The muscles controlling it lose strength, and our kidneys don't slow down their filtering at night like they used to. This means even moderate fluid intake in the evening can result in multiple urgent trips to the bathroom during the night. You might think waking up to use the bathroom is harmless, just part of aging. But frequent nighttime urination, or nocturia, does far more than disrupt your rest. It increases the chances of serious accidents, including dangerous falls. In older adults, even a single fall can lead to broken bones, head trauma, or long-term mobility issues that drastically alter independence and quality of life. Picture this: it's 2 a.m. You wake up suddenly needing to use the bathroom. As you rise, your blood pressure drops unexpectedly, a condition known as postural hypotension. You feel dizzy, maybe unsteady. One wrong step in a dark room can lead to a serious fall. This is not an uncommon scenario. Thousands of seniors each year are hospitalized from nighttime falls, many of which could have been avoided with small lifestyle adjustments. The impact doesn't stop with physical injury. Each nighttime interruption tricks your brain into partial wakefulness. Even if you fall back asleep quickly, your body loses access to the deep, uninterrupted sleep it needs for recovery and memory consolidation. Over time, this sleep fragmentation has been linked to weakened immune response, higher blood pressure, and cognitive decline. Research has shown that persistent poor sleep in seniors is strongly associated with an increased risk of dementia. What's often overlooked is the role of hidden fluids and stimulants in exacerbating this problem. Evening soup, juicy fruits, or a warm cup of herbal tea may seem harmless, but combined they can push your fluid intake too high for comfort. And caffeine, even in the late afternoon, can act as a diuretic, increasing urination and making matters worse. It's easy to overlook how many subtle sources of fluid affect your nighttime routine. There's also an emotional toll to consider. Constantly waking, navigating in the dark, and worrying about falls or fatigue the next day can lead to anxiety around bedtime. That stress builds over time, feeding a cycle of poor sleep, frustration, and fatigue that wears you down. Night after night, this quiet battle drains your energy and leaves you more vulnerable to illness, depression, and isolation. So what's the safer path forward? Hydration should still be a priority, but it needs to be strategic. Aim to drink the bulk of your fluids before 6 p.m. and reduce your intake gradually as the evening progresses. If you're thirsty after dinner, take small sips instead of a full glass. Be mindful of foods with high water content and consider shifting your caffeine habits earlier in the day. These are small changes, but they make a profound difference. Better sleep, fewer bathroom interruptions, and reduced risk of injury all contribute to a healthier, safer nighttime routine. Don't underestimate the power of prevention, especially when a simple habit shift can safeguard your independence and well-being. If this resonates with you, drop a number 2 in the comments below to let me know you're engaged in learning. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and tapping the bell icon so you never miss a critical tip. We're here to help you live better, one mindful habit at a time. Now let's continue on to the next important bedtime mistake. Number 3, why sleeping in a hot room could be harming your health. It might seem harmless, even comforting, to sleep in a toasty bedroom. After all, no one wants to shiver under the covers, especially as we get older. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Consistently sleeping in a room that's too warm can quietly sabotage your health, particularly after age 70. What feels cozy may actually be putting stress on your heart, interrupting your sleep cycle, and increasing your risk of dehydration without you ever realizing it. As we age, our internal thermostat, responsible for regulating body temperature, becomes less responsive. The body's ability to dissipate heat through sweating and blood flow decreases, meaning even a mildly warm room can cause your core temperature to rise higher than it should during sleep. This forces the heart to work harder in an effort to cool the body, placing extra strain on the cardiovascular system, especially dangerous for those with heart conditions or hypertension. Ever notice waking up in the middle of the night feeling sticky, flushed, or oddly anxious? That may not be from a bad dream. It's your body's reaction to overheating. Even slight dehydration from sleeping too warm can thicken your blood and heighten the chance of nighttime cardiovascular events like strokes or heart attacks, risks that become more serious the older we get. Take the case of George, a 76-year-old widower who recently started sleeping with a space heater running all night. He didn't think much of it, just trying to stay warm in the winter months. But within weeks, he found himself waking up repeatedly, drenched in sweat, disoriented, and feeling tired no matter how many hours he spent in bed. His doctor later pointed out that his overheated sleeping environment was triggering shallow, fragmented sleep and unnecessary stress on his heart. What George didn't know was that the body's ability to enter deep, restorative sleep depends on a natural drop in core temperature during the night. When that drop is prevented, either by excessive room heat, heavy bedding, or thermal sleepwear, the brain struggles to shift into the slow-wave sleep that supports memory retention, immune repair, and emotional regulation. Instead, the body stays stuck in lighter sleep stages, leading to fatigue, mental fog, and even increased risk of cognitive decline over time. Experts suggest that the ideal room temperature for sleep is surprisingly cool, between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. If that sounds too brisk, remember that comfort doesn't have to mean heat. Use breathable, natural fiber bedding like cotton or bamboo. Layer lighter blankets rather than one thick one, so you can adjust easily throughout the night. These small changes help the body maintain a healthy temperature while still keeping you cozy. In addition, consider switching to temperature-regulating sleepwear and avoid using electric blankets continuously through the night. If you feel chilled before bed, warm your space briefly and then lower the heat or turn it off as you fall asleep. Keep airflow circulating with a ceiling fan or cracked window. Both support thermoregulation and even improve indoor air quality, reducing respiratory disturbances. It's also important to recognize the ripple effect of chronic sleep disruption caused by overheating. When seniors don't reach the deep stages of sleep consistently, the body misses critical repair cycles. Over time, this can accelerate biological aging, impair decision-making, and raise the risk of depression. What starts as a seemingly innocent preference for warmth can evolve into a compounding health issue. Small environmental tweaks, like cooling the room slightly or changing your bedding, can make a profound difference. By making your bedroom a sleep-supportive space, you help your heart, your brain, and your body recover each night the way nature intended. Let's move on now to another surprisingly common bedtime habit, one that may seem harmless but carries hidden consequences for aging adults. You might be doing it without even realizing the impact. Number 4, how your sleeping position could be quietly undermining your health. We often think of sleep as the ultimate reset button, but few people consider how the way they sleep can either support or sabotage their health, especially after the age of 70. You might feel cozy in your favorite position, but if it's the wrong one, you could be doing more harm than good over time. Something as simple as body alignment during sleep can have a major impact on your breathing, heart, circulation, and even your brain function. As we get older, the body becomes less forgiving of bad habits, especially when it comes to posture during rest. Muscle tone weakens, joint flexibility decreases, and the tissues that support breathing and circulation become more sensitive to pressure. Lying in a poor position for hours every night can compress blood vessels, restrict lung capacity, and make it harder for oxygen to circulate, placing a quiet but constant strain on your heart and organs while you sleep. You may not notice it right away, but the consequences build over time. Back sleeping, for example, might feel neutral or natural, but it can be problematic. When you lie flat, gravity pulls your tongue and soft palate back toward the throat, partially blocking the airway. For many seniors, this leads to shallow breathing or full-blown sleep apnea, even if they've never been diagnosed. Consider Eleanor, a 79-year-old who'd always been a back sleeper. she began experiencing persistent fatigue, headaches, and occasional confusion. Her daughter noticed she would occasionally gasp for air in her sleep. After a sleep study, Eleanor was diagnosed with moderate sleep apnea. Her oxygen levels were dipping to dangerous lows every night, unnoticed. Her body was under cardiac stress for hours at a time, all due to how she positioned herself in bed. And even beyond breathing issues, your sleeping position can directly affect circulation. For instance, sleeping on your right side may subtly restrict blood flow around the heart, especially in people with existing cardiovascular concerns. The pressure can also contribute to fluid retention in the lower extremities, a condition known as dependent edema, which can progress into congestive heart failure if left unaddressed. In contrast, sleeping on your left side offers several protective benefits. It helps reduce pressure on the heart, improves circulation, and supports lymphatic drainage. It's also the recommended position for those with acid reflux or GERD, as it keeps stomach acid from backing up into the esophagus, making it easier to rest without the discomfort of nighttime indigestion. If you're someone who frequently wakes up with joint stiffness, numbness in your hands or feet, or soreness in your hips, your sleeping posture may be partially to blame. Using strategic supports, like a body pillow along your back or a cushion between your knees, can prevent you from rolling onto your back and help maintain proper spinal alignment. Don't overlook your pillow either. A pillow that's too soft or too firm can tilt your neck at an unnatural angle, compromising both airway flow and neck support. Look for an orthopedic or contour pillow that keeps your head aligned with your spine. If necessary, elevate your upper body slightly using an adjustable bed or a wedge pillow to further open airways and reduce pressure on your chest and diaphragm. When you optimize your sleeping position, you're not just chasing comfort, you're protecting your heart, your lungs, and your long-term well-being. Over time, this simple shift can improve energy levels, mental clarity, and even reduce your risk of life-threatening conditions. If you've made it this far and found this helpful, drop a number 4 in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. We're here to help you sleep better, live stronger, and age with confidence. Ask yourself, is the way I'm sleeping helping my body recover or quietly working against it? Is there something as simple as adjusting your position, swapping your pillow, or adding support that could protect your health? The answer might be lying right beneath you. Literally, your sleep posture could be the silent key to better rest and a longer, stronger life. We've just gone through 4 bedtime habits that might seem harmless, but can quietly threaten your health after 70. Whether it's eating heavy meals too late, drinking too much before bed, keeping your bedroom too warm, or sleeping in positions that strain your body, each of these habits can negatively affect your heart, disrupt your sleep, and reduce your overall well-being. The encouraging part is that these risks aren't unavoidable. Small changes to your evening routine can boost your sleep quality, lower your chances of serious health problems, and help you wake up feeling more refreshed and energized. Now take a moment to think, which of these habits do you notice in your own nightly routine? Do you often wake up during the night, feel restless or overheated? Or maybe you've been sleeping on your back without realizing how it could affect your health. Awareness is the first step to change. Once you identify which habits might be holding you back, you can start making simple adjustments. So here's a challenge. Tonight, focus on one of these habits. Try shifting your dinner earlier, turning down the heat in your room, or changing your sleeping position. Even a small shift can create big improvements over time. Thank you for watching. We'd love to hear what stood out to you. Leave a comment below sharing what you learned and how you plan to use it. Your feedback motivates us to keep creating helpful content. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support means everything to us. Thanks again, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.